So it seems then that you've always been naturally conservative then, rather than some event that you experienced or piece of information that you discovered that caused you to take that right turn, so to speak.
Yeah, so I've been conservative since I was young. I joined the Conservative Party when I was 15 years old. So I kind of got in this, you know, really young, but I've always been naturally conservative because I've always had the cards stacked against me, in a sense, you know. So for me, that ambition, that drive and that, you know, wanting to do more and wanting to prove people wrong, you know, everybody writes you off, but you think, you know what, no, I've got, you know, hard work, I've got talent, I can, you know, I can make something of myself no matter, you know, what the scenarios are. And, you know, the ability to come from nothing and then come to something is, you know, what I was faced with. You know, I either chose to, you know, be a victim and, you know, work in KFC, not get any grades or whatever, or, you know, become a conservative media star. So here I am. But no, that was just, you know, the cards that I was dealt with, which led to me becoming conservative.
Yeah, and it really is a tricky hand that you were dealt, you know, physically and circumstantially. It's incredible what you've achieved. And as you say, you know, if ambition is such a natural quality to you, I mean, of course, you're probably going to lead rightwards. And like, I relate to you, Sophie, because fun fact, I'm also epileptic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We are fellow epileptics. So, you know, I, like you, also tick, aside from, you know, woman, I'm also epileptic. So I tick one of their boxes. Which is one of the reasons they hate me. But they really do seem to hate you. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff. I had a look last night, the things that are said about you on Twitter by supposedly tolerant leftists. And I'm not actually going to repeat it on this program. Like the type of filth that is there would absolutely take your breath away. I think it really shows the hypocrisy of identity politics on the left, doesn't it? That you, someone who ticks so many of their boxes to be a protected group that no one should ever say anything bad about or criticize, but because you have the wrong politics and you stick up to them, then it's open season in terms of abusing you. I mean, the hypocrisy is staggering, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, it's without a doubt that all of the Conservative commentators in the UK, I'm the one that gets the most abuse out of all of them. And it's obviously because, you know, I'm the most different. You don't get young Conservative female commentators in the UK, especially ones that are working class. I mean, you don't really get any working class commentators in the UK, and that have my background and my story, and they hate me because I'm everything that they claim to be, and they're not. You know, a lot of these left-wingers are extremely rich, privileged people who have never, you know, had to overcome a challenge in their life and, you know, funded by the bank of mum and dad. And that for me is the only reason of why and how you could ever end up being left-wing, because for any of us that have actually experienced some real challenge in life, you learn that being right-wing is the way to go. So, you know, it was never some sort of, I just can't even, you know, begin to think about even being left-wing. To me, it's just so stupid and so alien. But because they've never had to face the challenges that I have and will never have to, they will inevitably be left-wing, but they hate me because of it. And a lot of people say, oh, you know, how can you be disabled when you're right-wing? I'm like, oh, so it just doesn't count. So, like, I don't count in your little diversity quota just because I'm right-wing. It's quite funny, actually. But, yeah.
I think it's very, very funny the way that whole thing kind of goes roundabout. And I've experienced it for years in my commentary as well.